Welcome to Cinema Fan Fun. Today we're counting down the top 20 all-time highest-grossing R-rated comedies at the worldwide box office, based on how much they would make if released in 2025.
We're the first team.
Yeah, we're not gonna fall for a banana in the tailpipe.
You're not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe?
Starting our countdown at number 20 is Borat. Released in 2006, this crude and raucous mockumentary stars Sacha Baron Cohen. Borat Sagdiyev, a Kazakh journalist, travels across the US to understand the country's many different cultures. Scenes were filmed with hidden cameras and unscripted encounters. Borat captured real reactions from unsuspecting Americans and hilariously mocks the many different segments of society he targets. Critics praised this fearless satire with a 91% fresh score on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.4 rating on the IMDb. Controversial yet hugely successful, it grossed over $118 million domestically and $262 million worldwide, on an $18 million budget. If adjusted for inflation and ticket prices in 2025, the total box office take would be an impressive $415 million globally in today's market.
Very nice. How much?
Coming in at number 19 is 22 Jump Street. Released in 2014, this action comedy sequel reunites Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum as bumbling cops Schmidt and Jenko, now going undercover at college to bust a drug ring. Their friendship is tested as they navigate frat parties, lectures, and a hilarious case of mistaken identity, all while trying to do the same thing as last time, with bigger stakes and even bigger laughs. With sharp self-awareness, 22 Jump Street brilliantly parodied sequels, packed with over-the-top action and meta-humor that kept audiences laughing. Critics and audiences praised its wit and chemistry, earning an 84% fresh score on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.0 on the IMDb. Made on a $65 million budget, the film earned $191 million domestically and $331 million worldwide. Adjusted for inflation and ticket prices in 2025, 22 Jump Street would have pulled in approximately $440 million globally, showing that sometimes doing the same thing twice really works.
Next up at number 18 on our top 20 list of the highest-grossing R-rated comedies of all time adjusted for inflation is American Pie. Released in 1999, this teen comedy classic follows 5 high school friends, Jim, Oz, Kevin, Finch, and Stifler, as they make a pact to lose their virginity before graduation. Along the way, awkward encounters, cringeworthy mishaps, and unforgettable moments, including that pie scene, cemented the film as a pop culture phenomenon. Balancing raunchy humor with heart, American Pie tapped into universal themes of growing up, friendship, and first times. It resonated with audiences, earning a 7.0 on the IMDb, while redefining the teen comedy genre for a new generation. Made on a modest $11 million budget, American Pie grossed $102 million domestically and $235 million worldwide. Adjusted for 2025, its global earnings would total an impressive $451 million. Proof that awkward adolescence never goes out of style.
Cool! We're gonna have such a good time. It'll be like this one time at band camp when we all had a campfire.
Coming in at number 17 is Wedding Crashers. Released in 2005, this hit comedy stars Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn as 2 lifelong friends who crash weddings to meet women. But their carefree con is upended when one of them falls for a bridesmaid, leading to unexpected romance, chaos, and plenty of laugh-out-loud moments. With sharp banter, outrageous scenarios, and surprising heart, Wedding Crashers became a defining comedy of the 2000s. It struck a chord with audiences and critics alike, scoring a 76% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.0 on IMDb. Made on a $40 million budget, the film raked in $209 million domestically and $288 million worldwide. Adjusted for 2025, its global box office would stand at a massive $471 million, proving that love, laughter, and a little deception can go a long way.
You better lock it up. You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Coming in at number 16 on our countdown is Scary Movie. Released in 2000, this outrageous spoof takes aim at horror classics like Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. The parody follows a group of teens stalked by a masked killer after a cover-up of an accidental death. What unfolds is a wild mix of slapstick, satire, and absurd humor that redefined the spoof genre for a new generation. With its fearless jokes and rapid-fire gags, Scary Movie became an instant hit among comedy fans, earning a 6.2 rating on the Internet Movie Database. It delivered shock laughs and pop culture chaos in equal measure. Produced on a $19 million budget, the film scored $157 million domestically and $278 million worldwide. If adjusted for inflation and ticket prices in 2025, it comes out to a very impressive $515 million globally, proving that when done right, parody can be a scream at the box office.
What you doing, son?
Nothing. Just chillin'. Killin'.
Coming in at number 15 on our countdown of the top 20 highest-grossing R-rated comedies of all time adjusted for inflation in 2025 is American Pie 2. Released in 2001, this hilarious sequel reunites Jim, Stifler, and the gang for a summer of misadventures at a beach house after their first year of college. Determined to make the most of their freedom, the guys chase love, awkward encounters, and unforgettable parties, proving that growing up is anything but smooth. With even more outrageous humor and heartfelt moments, American Pie 2 kept the spirit of the original alive, earning a 6.2 rating on the Internet Movie Database. Fans flocked to see what awkward chaos awaited next. Made on a $30 million budget, the film earned $145 million domestically and $287 million worldwide. Adjusting its worldwide gross for 2025, that's a strong $518 million globally, solidifying American Pie 2 as a worthy and wildly successful follow-up.
You truly are, Stiffmeister. Welcome back to the party.
Steve!
Oh, ladies.
Lesbians.
Coming in at number 14 is Jerry Maguire. Released in 1996, this iconic dramedy stars Tom Cruise as a slick sports agent who grows a conscience and writes a mission statement that gets him fired. Blending romance, humor, and heart, Jerry Maguire delivered unforgettable lines like, "Show me the money," and "You complete me." It struck a chord with audiences and critics alike, earning an 84% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.3 rating on the IMDb. Made on a $50 million budget, the film earned $154 million domestically and $274 million worldwide. Considering this is an R-rated comedy drama released way back in 1996, if it were adjusted for inflation in today's market, Jerry Maguire would have scored an impressive $556 million globally in 2025, proving that sometimes heart and hustle win big.
Show me the money! Show me the money!
Coming in at number 13 is National Lampoon's Animal House. Released in 1978, this legendary comedy, set in the backdrop of the fictional Faber College in 1962, follows the rowdy misfits of Delta Tau Chi fraternity as they wage war against their college's uptight dean. With toga parties, food fights, and chaos at every turn, the film redefined campus comedy and became a cultural phenomenon. Known for its outrageous humor and unforgettable one-liners, Animal House earned a 91% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.4 rating on the IMDb. It set the gold standard for college comedies that followed. Made on a modest $3 million budget, the film earned $141 million domestically. With limited international release, the worldwide total matched domestic earnings. If the 1978 box office earnings were adjusted for inflation in 2025, Animal House would have grossed a staggering $693 million in just domestic receipts. We think it would have been just as big of a hit today, because anarchy, beer, and togas are timeless.
Toga, 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 toga.
Coming in at number 12 on our list of the highest-grossing R-rated comedies of all time is The Hangover. Released in 2009, this comedy sensation follows three groomsmen who wake up from a wild night in Las Vegas with no memory of the bachelor party, and the groom missing. As they retrace their steps, chaos unfolds with tigers, stolen police cars, and a surprise appearance by Mike Tyson. With its outrageous twists and hilarious performances, The Hangover became an instant classic, earning a 79% fresh score on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.7 rating on the IMDb. It redefined the buddy comedy and launched a blockbuster trilogy. Made on a $35 million budget, the film raked in $277 million domestically and $470 million worldwide. Adjusted for inflation in 2025, its earnings would equal a staggering $697 million globally, proving that what happens in Vegas definitely pays off at the box office.
Hey, guys. You ready to let the dogs out?
What? Do what?
Let the dogs out. You know, like, who let the dogs out? Who?
Coming in at number 11 is There's Something About Mary. Released in 1998, this outrageous romantic comedy follows love-struck Ted, who reconnects with his high school crush, Mary. Ted finds himself competing with a parade of eccentric suitors, each more desperate than the last. From zipper mishaps to hair gel disasters, chaos and laughs ensue. With its raunchy humor and unexpected sweetness, There's Something About Mary became a comedy landmark, earning an 83% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.1 rating on the IMDb. Cameron Diaz's iconic role and the Farrelly brothers' fearless direction made it unforgettable. Made on a $23 million budget, the film scored $176 million domestically and $370 million worldwide. Adjusted for inflation in 2025, that would be a massive $720 million globally in today's market, showing that love, laughs, and awkward moments are popular at the box office when done right.
Coconut. Yeah, very good. Coconut.
Coconut.
The top 10 are on the way. But first, if you're enjoying this video, please do us a big favor and hit the like button. Also, for more movie and entertainment fun, subscribe to this channel and hit the notifications button to be alerted of our next video. Now, back to the countdown.
Cracking the top 10 on our list of the highest-grossing R-rated comedies of all time at the box office, adjusted for inflation, is Ted. Released in 2012, this outrageous comedy follows John, a grown man whose childhood wish brings his foul-mouthed teddy bear Ted to life. Years later, their hard-partying friendship is tested when John's girlfriend wants him to grow up, and Ted refuses to go quietly. Blending raunchy humor with unexpected heart, Ted became a comedy hit, earning a 69% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes and a 6.9 rating on the IMDb. With sharp writing and Seth MacFarlane voicing Ted, the film delivered laughs and plenty of shock value. Made on a $50 million budget, Ted earned $219 million domestically and a whopping $549 million worldwide. Adjusted for inflation in 2025, that's equivalent to an incredible $742 million globally in today's box office market, showing that a teddy bear with attitude can dominate the box office.
I look like Snuggles' accountant. I look like something you give your kid when you tell him grandma died.
Coming in at number 9 is Blazing Saddles. Released in 1974, this fearless Western satire follows a black sheriff appointed to clean up a corrupt frontier town, much to the horror of its racist residents. With outrageous gags, fourth wall breaks, and no topic off limits, chaos and comedy ride side by side. Directed by the legendary Mel Brooks, Blazing Saddles pushed boundaries and redefined satire, earning an 89% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.7 rating on the IMDb. Its bold humor and social commentary made it a comedy classic that still sparks conversation. Made on a $2.6 million budget, the film earned an amazing $119 million domestically over 50 years ago. With limited international release, its global total mirrored domestic earnings. Adjusted for inflation in 2025, Blazing Saddles would have roped in a massive $774 million in just its domestic release. What a way to ride off into the sunset.
Hey, where are the white women at?
Coming in at number 8 is Coming to America. Released in 1988, this comedy classic stars Eddie Murphy as Prince Hakeem, heir to the throne of Zamunda, who travels to Queens, New York in search of true love, disguised as an average guy. What follows is a hilarious culture clash filled with heart, hijinks, and unforgettable characters, all played by Murphy and Arsenio Hall in multiple roles. Praised for its charm and laughs, to date, Coming to America has earned a 73% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.1 rating on IMDb, becoming one of the most beloved comedies of its era. Made on a $36 million budget, the film earned $128 million domestically and $288 million worldwide. Adjusted for 2025 prices, it would have made a very impressive $778 million globally in today's market, showing that royalty, romance, and comedy are a box office crown jewel.
But I've been watching you all evening, and I want to tear you apart. And your friend, too.
Coming in at number 7 on our list of the highest-grossing R-rated comedies of all time is The Hangover Part 2. Released in 2011, this wild sequel takes the wolf pack to Bangkok for Stu's wedding, but after another blackout night, they wake up to chaos and a missing brother-in-law. With a tattoo, a monkey, and no memory, they scramble to piece together the madness before the big day. Even with its darker tone and more outrageous scenes, Part 2 delivered big laughs and familiar mayhem. Although only earning a 34% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes by critics, it received a 6.5 rating by fans on the IMDb. Fans showed up for another dose of unforgettable insanity. Made on an $80 million budget, it earned $254 million domestically and a massive $586 million worldwide. Accounting for inflation in 2025, that total adjusts to a staggering $832 million globally in today's market. So when it comes to hangovers, lightning can strike twice. Coming in at number 6 is Beverly Hills Cop 2. Released in 1987, this high-octane sequel sees Axel Foley return to Beverly Hills when a ruthless crime ring targets his old friend. With quick wit and street smarts, Axel teams up again with Taggart and Rosewood to crack the case, his way. Packed with slick action and signature humor, Beverly Hills Cop 2 kept the energy high. Although it's received just a 46% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, it did receive a respectable 6.5 rating on the IMDb from audiences. Eddie Murphy's charisma once again lit up the screen, drawing fans back for more. Made on a $27 million budget, the film earned $154 million domestically and $299 million worldwide. Adjusted for inflation in 2025, that comes out to a strong $842 million globally if released today, showing that Axel Foley's badge still carried serious box office power.
Now let's do a rap together. Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo. Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo. Say ow. Yeah, ow.
Coming in at number 5 on our list of the highest-grossing R-rated movies of all time at the box office adjusted for inflation is Deadpool 2. Released in 2018, this action-packed sequel finds everyone's favorite foul-mouthed mercenary assembling a misfit team, X-Force, to protect a young mutant from the time-traveling cyborg Cable. With explosive action, fourth-wall-breaking humor, and heart, Wade Wilson proves heroism comes in many forms, and with plenty of chimichangas. Fans and critics embrace the chaos. To date, the film scored an 84% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.6 rating on the IMDb. Ryan Reynolds delivered another iconic performance, blending irreverence with surprising emotion. Made on a $110 million budget, Deadpool 2 earned $325 million domestically and $786 million worldwide. Adjusted for inflation in 2025, that's a jaw-dropping $933 million globally in today's box office market, showing that the anti-hero had staying power at the box office for a second time.
Last but not least,
Peter.
Any power you want to tell us about?
I don't have one. I just saw the ad.
You're in.
Coming in at number 4 is Beverly Hills Cop. Released in 1984, this original action comedy classic that spawned 3 sequels follows Axel Foley, a fast-talking Detroit detective who heads to Beverly Hills to solve his friend's murder. Mixing street smarts with chaos, Foley clashes with the uptight local police while uncovering a dangerous conspiracy, with plenty of laughs along the way. Eddie Murphy's breakout role made Foley an iconic character in comedy movie history, earning the film an 83% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.4 rating on IMDb. Its perfect blend of action, comedy, and attitude redefined the genre and captivated audiences worldwide. Made on a $14 million budget, Beverly Hills Cop earned an incredible $234 million domestically over 40 years ago and $316 million worldwide. When adjusted for inflation and ticket prices in 2025, it's equivalent to a massive $966 million globally in today's market. Beverly Hills Cop's success proves that a wisecracking cop who invades the posh California city is box office gold.
Police! You're all under arrest! You do that again, I'll shoot you myself.
Coming in at number 3 is Deadpool. Released in 2016, this game-changing superhero comedy that spawned 2 sequels thus far follows Wade Wilson, a wisecracking mercenary turned anti-hero after a rogue experiment leaves him disfigured but nearly indestructible. Armed with healing powers and non-stop sarcasm, Deadpool hunts down the man who ruined his life, breaking the fourth wall and every rule along the way. Audiences and critics alike lapped up its R-rated humor, slick action, and Ryan Reynolds' iconic performance. It scored big, earning an 85% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes and an 8.0 rating on the IMDb. It redefined the superhero genre with irreverence and its blend of action comedy sequences. Made on a $58 million budget, it earned $363 million domestically and $782 million worldwide. Adjusted for 2025, Deadpool would have raked in just over $1 billion globally in today's market, showing that sometimes bad behavior makes for blockbuster success.
You're about to be killed by a Zamboni!
Coming in at number 2 is Pretty Woman. Released in 1990, this modern Cinderella story follows Vivian, a spirited Hollywood Boulevard prostitute, who catches the eye of Edward, a wealthy businessman. What begins as a business arrangement quickly turns into an unexpected romance as they challenge each other's worlds and find love in the most unlikely way. Julia Roberts' star-making performance and Richard Gere's charm made Pretty Woman an instant classic, earning a 65% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.1 rating on the IMDb. Its blend of heart, humor, and fairy tale fantasy captivated audiences everywhere. Made on a $14 million budget, the film earned a sparkling $178 million domestically and $463 million worldwide. Adjusting for inflation 35 years after its theatrical release, that equates to an amazing $1,130 million globally in 2025, showing that love and laughter can truly sell at the box office.
Okay, stop fidgeting. Get rid of your gum. I don't believe you did that.
And coming in at number 1 on our list of the highest-grossing R-rated comedies at the box office of all time adjusted for inflation in 2025 is Deadpool and Wolverine. Released in 2024, this highly anticipated superhero film unites the wisecracking mercenary Deadpool with the grizzled mutant Wolverine. Blending sharp humor with intense action, the duo teams up to thwart the Time Variance Authority from annihilating Deadpool's universe. Directed by Sean Levy, the film boasts a star-studded cast, including Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and Hugh Jackman reprising his role as Wolverine. Both critics and audiences praised the film for its performances and humor. To date, it received a 78% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes and a notable 7.9 rating on the IMDb. With an estimated production budget of $200 million, Deadpool and Wolverine's opening weekend earnings was a massive $211 million domestically. It went on to gross over $636 million in the US and over $1,330 million worldwide. Adjusted slightly for inflation in 2025, that comes out to approximately $1.4 billion globally, 1 year after its theatrical release, currently cementing its place as the champion at the box office among the highest-grossing R-rated comedies of all time.
One more word. Please give me one. Gubernatorial.
There you have it. The top 20 highest-grossing R-rated comedy movies of all time adjusted for inflation in 2025. Do you agree with this list? Did we miss a movie title? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And again, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want to see more.